Good afternoon, and here we are on Hathersage in the Peak District, which you can see from the background is absolutely stunning. I'm with my mate Benny, who's doing his first Wildcamp. I promise I'll break him in steadily. And we are going to be heading over to that place you can see in the background, which is Carl Wark, which looks quite promising, a bit more sheltered than up here, and we can probably get 2 tents up over there. Come back to you later. So another new experience. I am on my way down from Carl Wark to find Burbage Brook and fill up my platypus water bladder. I've got a couple of litres of water in a bag, in bottles, but I knew I'd need more than that, so I brought my platypus and my filter. And we'll see how we get on. It's looking quite good for a good camp tonight. Got myself a lovely bottle of Peak District tea. I'd have to boil me a kettle, I suppose. That'll be good. When you're approaching this, you can't help but wonder what it were like 1,000, 2,000, maybe even 4,000 or more years ago, approaching Carl Wark. What would have been called that then? Who knows where the name came from, but it's certainly got history eked through its existence. It's magic.
I've always wanted to try to put the raccoon up outer first. You can imagine the scenario where you arrive in a location and it's raining. Normally you would have to take your tent out, have your bag laid there, get your tent inner put up first, then put the outer over, get everything pegged down before transferring your gear inside, at which point everything is not getting wet anymore. If you could do it outer first, then you can get things dry much quicker. I can pitch the raccoon in 6 minutes, and I can get the outer pitched like this in just over 3 minutes. So we could get everything inside.
So a couple of modifications I've made. Put an elasticated tie on there with a little pull, which means you can pull the cord up nice and tight, pop it in there and just cinch it. Which means when you're unpacking, you haven't got cable cord all over. Also replace the highly fluorescent guy lines with these black ones. Just a piece of 3mm paracord, direct replacement. And you can see I've spray painted the bottom of the tent to make the gleaming white X and Raccoon 2.1, but more importantly that strip that runs around the outside, because it shines like a lighthouse. And I am certain that one of the times when I got caught with a ranger is because he shone his light across a field and I will have absolutely gleamed. So that's hopefully is going to make me a bit more stealthy. Now I can check it out later because Benny's got his raccoon over there, which is unspray painted. Thank you, Benny. So I'll be able to shine a torch from a brief distance away, and we'll see whether or not it still gleams. There's Benny's raccoon and my raccoon. Was going to put the tarp over the middle.
But you can't be asked.
But I can't be asked. I'm sort of thinking about it. Tomorrow morning, if it's been slinging it down with snow or if it's snowing, it's just extra something to pack up in it. It's a piece of equipment I've not used before. So I'm going to go home and have a good play with it at home. I think my next camp I might just leave the tent at home and bring the tarp. Sunset has just occurred. We're in that twilight zone now. So let's see if the experiment worked. You can see the two tents there, and then when we shine a light on them, see how they light up. So Benny's on the right hand side, you can see the reflective guys and that reflective strip. Mine on the left, I've replaced the reflective guys with black, so they've gone. Spray painted over the strip, but you can see it's quite luminous and visible from a long way away. So that's a work in progress. So we have an Uncle Ben's tikka masala, the plant-based one, and a bag of rice in my lovely jug full of special peat water. Put it on there nicely. And excuse me while I light my fire. Teeny weeny little phantom alcohol stove. And come back sometime after the Olympics have started. Beer review. First one we have is an Abbeydale English Porter, which is a 5%. It's part of their Restoration series, which they say is their modern interpretation of classic and typical historical beer styles. Considered to be one of the oldest beer styles in the world, this is our take on an English Porter. Malt is the true star of the show here, with 6 different grains carefully selected to give a rich, rounded, deep and chocolatey character. Expect lightly roasted toasty notes layered with unctuous caramel. Now, all of those words ring for me because that's the kind of beers I like. So, high expectations, let's see what it's like. Smells like beer. Yes, I get all of those. Now, obviously, tin beer, you get the fizz at first, but the after flavours I'm getting from that are very, very nice. So, cheers. Cheers, Benny.
Yes.
Well, it's nice to have company on a wild camp. Aren't I enough company? Hello, Duncan. I didn't know you were here. Yes, I've come along as well. This is Duncan, viewers. He's going to be coming on our wild camps this year. Gets very serious and talks about some proper stuff. Do I? Yeah, he does. So, say hello to Duncan. Hello, viewers. And in no less than 45 minutes, there's my lovely dinner. Looks absolutely gorgeous and smells yumptious. Little alcohol stove performed well, and I've got pan full of boiling water, or very hot water there, which I'm going to be able to use to make my hot chocolate.
And good morning. Just hear something starting to hit the tent outside. I'm not sure if it's rain or snow yet, but we've not had anything up to now. It's coming up to 7 o'clock in the morning. Slept well, really. Back's hurting a bit. Gonna have some ibuprofen, I think. It wasn't cold. My face was cold, which was the only part that was exposed. The sleep systems performed well. A combination of the Z light and the Pro light and that. And the baby bag of my sleeping bag. I think it got down to -2, -3 the night. According to the forecast, I haven't checked the temperature. So the plan is to make a cuppa, and then just back up slowly. We're not going to be too long before we leave. Got an hour before daylight. I think sunrise is 20 to 8, and it's 20 to 7 now. So that's a good night on Carl Wark. So time for a cuppa. Oh, but I've just opened the inner and I can see peeking out from the bottom there a bit of the white stuff. I am so giddy.
Don't know how well that comes across the camera. It's steadily snowing now. Not big flakes, small, close to sort of sleet kind of, but it's coming down. The forecast is it's going to continue. We've got about 3/4 of an hour before sunup, so we're going to make a drink and then just steadily pack up, make our way to the car. It's about 40 minutes, 50 minutes away. Been a good night. Just steadily packing away now while I have my brew. Gonna be, I think I'm gonna collapse the inner first, put that in my bag, and then roll the outer up and strap it to the outside of the bag. Because if you put your tent inside the bag, it's got to go in before you put everything else in really, so you've got to pack in reverse order. That's ideal, so I'm going to pack the right way. Also, on the Valo bag, I was having quite a lot of discomfort on my shoulders, and I knew it was the hip belt that wasn't tightened. Couldn't work out how to do it, and I've just sorted it. I will probably do a quick video about that later. Mods for the tent. I want to put another place up for another hook for the light to go on. I think that would be very beneficial. What else? I'm going to have to do the fluorescent tape around the outside again. Definitely. Also, for next time, this mug looks lovely, but it's way too big. The next size down is too big as well, really. So I
got a nesting set of 4, so I've got 2 smaller ones. So I'll just have to experiment and see how it gets in my cook set. Apart from that, the stove has been absolutely brilliant. This little Phantom, it lit first time this morning, which I was worried about in the low temperatures. Boiled in next to no time. I didn't time it, but it wasn't 10 minutes. It was more like 5. A full pan of water. So that's pretty good. I'm pleased with that. Not having breakfast. I've got some porridge, but feeling a bit anxious about getting off because I can already see that there is now a couple of inches of snow outside. But it's not that, it's the wind is quite, they're saying it's buffeting is the wind. So I want to get across to Higator quickly, because it's not very much fun going on those rocks when there's snow covering. So, and then I think maybe we might get onto the road instead of following the path along to the car park, which would be an option. Smashing.
As always, leave no trace. So I took the inner down first, got the outer packed, everything into the bag, put the tent on the top of the bag this time, and off we went back to the car. There'd been quite a bit of snow.
Hey, we made it back in Albany. That has been a very difficult journey. Heavy backpacks in slippy snow, blizzard. See, Benny's happy.
And here we have Phil Ward, Snowdance 2024. Part of one of my traditions, I suppose.